Welcome to Astra's OpEasy version 3.3 overview. During this tutorial, you will be provided a basic overview for OpEasy, including the installation, access, licensing for system and enterprise, login management for admin levels and privileges, administrative tools, bulk provisioning, reporting, and other details. Let's start out with a basic overview for OpEasy. OpEasy is a suite of applications that allow for system monitoring, management, and provisioning of the ClearSpan system. Within OpEasy's main page, OpEasy will provide applications for administrative tools, which are system administration and utilities, bulk provisioning, which is provisioning of ClearSpan and surge mail data from spreadsheets, emergency gateway management for display and management of emergency gateways, fault monitoring, display and setup of fault monitoring for ClearSpan components, login management for display, add, and changing of OpEasy user login names and passwords, provisioning for provisioning ClearSpan users and phone devices, both individually as well as from spreadsheets, reporting for ClearSpan reporting, S&MP Manager for displaying of received traps, the configuration of the filtering, throttling, and reporting of these traps, as well as system status for displaying the system status and configuration information. The installation of OpEasy is performed on the EMS server, which are normally redundant servers within the ClearSpan system. There has been an enhancement made to support a single EMS server configuration, so when you are prompted for the secondary EMS, you simply enter none to support this environment. Accessing the OpEasy application, users access OpEasy from following a URL that will be comprised of a server name, that is the host name or the IP address of the EMS server application. Beginning with this version, OpEasy must be entered as all lowercase as shown in this example. In order to access the OpEasy application, you would launch the URL server name or IP :8080 for port / all lowercase OpEasy. System license. New system license must be generated following the installation due to a new license options that are now available. Template Builder is now included under provisioning, as well as reporting includes inventory report as well as service reports. System license installation. Once the system license is created, the license can be installed via OpEasy Administrative Tools, System Licensing. You would browse to the system license file that was created locally, select the Install License button to invoke the license, and then replicate the updates onto the secondary EMS server. Enterprise licensing. This is added to allow licensing by enterprise for provisioning and reporting applications. This feature is enabled at a system level by setting license by enterprise equal to a value of 1 within the astra.properties file. Once enabled, the enterprise license function will be available, but only to the system administrators. The function will appear via OpEasy Administrative Tools Licensing. Enterprise licensing. Select the Enterprise Licensing button to then choose the enterprise that you wish to manipulate. Our screen, such as shown here, will appear. No licensing will be enabled till the system administrator makes the selection. Licensing can be enabled for each administrative level except for system, who inherently is licensed for all. License cautions. License at both the system and enterprise level are billable entities. Therefore, enabling a license at a customer location must be coordinated with the COTC. Login management. As of OpEasy version 3.2, OpEasy administrator accounts must be created via OpEasy login management. ClearSpan web portal logins are no longer allowed on OpEasy. When adding a new user, a login level must be specified from the drop-down list as shown here. Login levels define the accessibility to the applications and users. System admins, or SAs, have access to all the applications licensed at the system level. Also, they have access to all enterprises, and they are able to create and modify any type of OpEasy user. Solution reseller has access to bulk provisioning, login management, and reporting apps. They also have access to all enterprises, and they are able to create and modify OpEasy users such as EAs, GAs, and DAs. Enterprise Administrator has access to bulk provisioning, login management, and reporting apps. They also have access to specific enterprises, and they are able to create and modify OpEasy users of a GA or DA type. Group Administrator. They have access to provisioning, login management, and reporting applications. They also have access to one or more groups within a specified enterprise, and they are able to create and modify OpEasy users that are of a DA type. And Department Administrators, or DAs, they have access to reporting and limited access to provisioning. They also have access to one or more departments within a group. In a hosted environment, System Administrator access is limited to Astra employees. Solution Reseller access is limited to Astra's direct customers, and Enterprise access is granted by Solution Resellers. Group and Department Admin access is typically overseen by Enterprise Administrators. Privileges refer to the access level granted to an OpEasy user for each application to which they are licensed. The access levels include full access, view-only access, no access, and limited access, which would include password reset only. As of OpEasy version 3.2, a set of default privileges per application per login level have been defined. This chart shows you an example of these levels. Login level application privileges table then includes each of the types such as System Administrator, Solution Reseller, Enterprise Administrator, Group Administrator, and Department Administrator, along with each of the applications and their access level for each. As of version 3.3, the set of default privileges can be modified. Access is allowed by the System Administrator level only, and it is via the OpEasy Administrative Tools Default Privilege Management. After selecting the Default Privilege Management button, you would then choose the login level to gain access to, and then the privileges that you choose to allow. In this example, you can see for a Solution Reseller, bulk provisioning has full access, provisioning import full access, provisioning phone templates full access, and so on. Underneath the display to the right for default privileges for Department Administrator, they have full access to import and full access to provisioning, reporting, and user features and inventory report. When an OpEasy user is created, the privileges granted reflect the default settings. To view or modify the default privileges on a per user, select the Customize Privileges button. Note that different access levels can be set via the radio buttons. Note also an application that is designated with unlicensed has been unlicensed at the enterprise level, and therefore no access level is allowed, such as you see here under Reporting Inventory, Reports, and Provisioning User Features. For administrative tools, new in 3.3, the default privilege management then manages the default privileges for each login level. The service rate import imports the rates provided via a spreadsheet by the finance team for optional services. The service rate information will be used by the system report. And licensing for the system and enterprise allow for the installation of system license files and allow for enterprise license files, respectively. Under the service rate import, you can obtain a spreadsheet via the Get Worksheet button. You can browse the updated service report spreadsheet, and you can select the Start to Process spreadsheet, which will write those rates into the database. You can also review the results of processing via the Retrieve Email Last Results button. Bulk provisioning. An enhancement has been added to version 3.3 for call forwarding not reachable. The new column has been placed into the bulk provisioning spreadsheet. Provisioning. OpEasy version 3.2 introduced provisioning to simplify the process of adding users to the ClearSpan system. With release version 3.3, OpEasy has been enhanced, and this was in order to further refine the user experience when adding ClearSpan users, as well as to provide a template builder functionality. Provisioning by the most basic administrator. With knowledge of the OpEasy URL and the login credentials, the individuals that are becoming ClearSpan users, and with input regarding the range of phone numbers to use, the type of voicemail to invoke, the voicemail and ClearSpan passwords to use, the most basic OpEasy administrator is ready to provision new users. Let's now look at the experience of creating a new ClearSpan user for a basic OpEasy administrator. The OpEasy administrator accesses the OpEasy application via their web browser and then enters the login credentials and presses or selects the login key. Second step, the OpEasy main page is presented, but only the provisioning application will appear. The OpEasy administrator selects the provisioning shortcut. Step 3, the user screen is presented. User is not presented the provisioning function screen because they are not granted access to the user functions. The enterprise and group are provided because the department admin is associated with a specific enterprise and group. In step 4, the admin selects the Add button. For step 5, the admin selects a predefined user profile from the drop-down box that matches the ClearSpan user that they are about to create. Once the admin has selected the user profile, the View Phone Configuration button becomes available. The admin may use this button to view the phone type and template that will be assigned to this user. This is a representation of the phone configuration. Each phone type will have a separate configuration. This example is for the Astra 6739i. The availability, features, and details will vary based upon phone capabilities. In step 6, the admin fills in the remaining fields with the user information they have gathered and then will press or select the OK or Apply button to save the data records. Step 7, the admin then will be returned to the previous page and the new user appears in a list of available users as a confirmation of the save. This would complete the process for adding a new user. In order to create additional users, the admin would simply repeat this process for each additional user. Simplicity of user provisioning. This is to allow for simplicity of user and expedite the process. The Add User function via the user provisioning does the following: creates a unique ClearSpan ID and then associates it with a new phone device. It also assigns the phone number to the button specified per the template that was predefined. It will also allow assignment of the voicemail feature. Currently, via user provisioning, users and devices cannot be created independently. If a user needs to change to a new phone type, the user must delete and rebuild with the appropriate user profile. Or, if the user needs to change to a new phone of the same type, the user must delete and rebuild to allow proper phone installation. Line assignments beyond the first number will not be made. Features aside from voicemail, BLF, and SCAs cannot be made as well. These types of functions must be handled elsewhere, either via bulk provisioning or ClearSpan portal. Provisioning functions. The following is a full list of the functions available via OpEasy provisioning. User is in order to add a new user, import a list of users from a worksheet, or search a list of users to edit or delete. User features. This is intended to manage user features for a selected user or to import a feature for multiple users. Phone management. This is intended to add a new phone, import a list of phones from a worksheet, or search a list of phones to edit or delete. Phone templates. This is used in order to build or display phone templates. User profiles. To add or change the profiles used when creating a user. Provisioning users. When assigned full privileges, the provisioning user screen provides the options for add, import, and general settings, as shown here. The user add and modify screens allow optional information button and show details. Provisioning user import. The import screen allows creation of ClearSpan users via a spreadsheet. You can obtain a worksheet via the Get Worksheet function button. You can then add the user data to the spreadsheet and save that spreadsheet locally. By using the Browse function button, you can then retrieve the spreadsheet that was just saved. Then you can select the Start button to process the spreadsheet via OpEasy. You can also review the results of the process via the Retrieve Email Last Results button. The Provisioning Import Spreadsheet. The spreadsheet allows creation of ClearSpan users. By selecting the Add from the command drop-down box, you can provide the user data for the remaining columns as shown below. You can select the Validate button to conduct a preliminary validation, and then when the validation has passed, you can save the spreadsheet and import it into OpEasy for process. The General Settings screen allows the view of an email notification that will be sent to each new user at the time of the user creation. Modifications to this message will be allowed based upon login level. The decision to deliver a message is controlled by the user profile. User features allows the modification for the following features: BLF or busy lamp field, or SCA shared call appearance, as well as voicemail. To modify a user feature, select a feature from the user feature drop-down box, press the search for a list of agents, select a user and select the edit to modify the appropriate settings, and then select the apply to save the changes. Provisioning phone management allows the administrator to manage phone devices. This would be to add a new device, delete a device, modify a device, or change the template assigned to a device. To add a device, select the Add button. To modify a device, simply select the appropriate enterprise and then group. Select the Search button to receive a list of devices. Select a device, then the Edit, and then select the Apply button after the changes have been made. Provisioning phone templates. This provides the same template builder functionality as in previous releases. It allows for template definitions, key definitions by SAs and SRs, as well as global settings for system, enterprise, and group. You will also notice that the refresh cache is no longer a requirement. As you can see in this example, the need to specify the phone model is no longer required as well. The phone model will be derived from the name of the device type that is created on ClearSpan. A device type to phone model mapping entry is as shown here. Device type, in this case Astra 6757i, will equate to Astra 57i *CT. You will also notice under phone templates, their support has been added for 3 new Polycom SoundPoint IP phones, the 321, the 450, and the 560 phone types. Provisioning user profiles. These are the definitions for creating users and devices, which include device type, template, feature packs to assign to the users, the rules to use when creating the user ID, device name, and the other user information. The user profiles are created for each group within the enterprise. The profile name should convey the user's role as well as the device type. The next item we will talk about is reporting. New in version 3.3 is the consolidation of reports into one centralized location. You can see that inventory report and service report both appear under the reporting category. Let's first look at the inventory reporting. A pre-existing report that lists the users and their primary devices. It has been enhanced to add a column for physical locations and also has been enhanced to allow generation by enterprise, group, and department reporting services. A new report that provides a worksheet for users, group service, user services, and phone devices. Within this report, the user worksheet provides the user information along with their license classification for basic line, premium line, voicemail only, or business trunk. Group services worksheet. This provides the group services assigned on a per user ID last name basis. Each assigned service appears in a separate row. User services worksheet. This provides the user services assigned on a per user ID last name basis. Each assigned user service appears in a separate row. If the service is assigned via service pack, the service pack name is also provided as shown here. Phone device worksheet. This provides the user and their associated device. Each associated device appears in a separate row as shown here. System reporting. New in 3.3, the system report provides services and licensing information for billing for the entire system. Initially, it will be executed via a scheduled service in the evening, and future enhancements will allow the report to be run from the user interface and to be run by enterprise. Report output contains 2 files, the ClearSpan System Service Report XML and the ClearSpan Summary Report XLS. The XML file contains the user services and license information for the system and is sent via FTP to the appropriate billing server. The ClearSpan Summary XLS contains roll-up information emailed to the appropriate finance personnel. It contains the total count for each of the 4 licenses along with the invoice rate, and contains the total count for each service assigned along with the invoice rate for any optional services. Here is an example of the summary report for user licenses. It provides the total license per enterprise per license type. Here's an example of a summary report spreadsheet for services. It provides the total count per enterprise for each type of service, user and group, and it identifies if the service is optional or not. Other items that are contained in version 3.3 OpEasy, There's a new command line function to stop, start, and restart all OpEasy related services. This concludes the basic overview of OpEasy, and additional information will be contained in additional tutorials.